All right, let's jump right in. We're about to step into a single moment, frozen in time, just a few minutes before a terrible event unfolds, all seen through the eyes of the person who made it happen. We're going to deconstruct Wisława Szymborska's devastatingly powerful poem. Right off the bat, no setup, no backstory. The poem just drops us right into the final act. From this very first line, we know exactly what's going to happen, and we know exactly when. The tension is just immediate. It's not a question of if, but how we get to that final moment. And there it is. The clock is officially ticking. We have 4 minutes. Just 4 minutes, where the ordinary world is just continuing on, completely unaware that it's on a collision course with absolute tragedy. The poem really forces us to sit in this dreadful, anxious waiting period. So who's guiding us through these final minutes? Who is our narrator? Well, the title gives it away. It's the terrorist. But here's the thing. He's not inside the bar. He's not even running from the scene. He's just watching. You know, this detail is so incredibly important. He's created a literal, physical distance between himself and the violence he's about to cause. By crossing the street, he's not just making sure he's safe. He's building this emotional wall. He's turned a real place with real people into a stage. And this line, wow, it says everything about his mindset. This isn't real life to him anymore. The people inside, their conversations, their plans for the rest of the day, it's all just a scene playing out for his own twisted entertainment. He's basically a spectator at a horror film that he directed, and he's got the best seat in the house. Okay, so now that we get the watcher, the poem does this brilliant shift. It turns our focus to the people being watched. It starts to list off the people in and around the bar, this catalog of lives that are defined by the most normal, everyday details you can imagine. And what's so powerful, so heartbreaking about this is the sheer normalcy of it all. People are coming and going. They're talking. They're just living. The poem doesn't give us some deep backstory for them. It just gives us these little snapshots, these fragments of ordinary life that feel so real because they're so simple. And as you read this, you can't help but notice the randomness of it all, right? The pure dumb luck that's deciding who lives and who dies. The guy in the dark glasses who just happens to leave. The short teenager who gets on a scooter. They're called lucky, not because of anything smart they did, but because of a random twist of fate. It's literally a coin flip. Then, out of this blur of anonymous figures, the poem suddenly zooms in on one person. We get this incredibly specific, humanizing detail, a green ribbon in her hair. All of a sudden, this isn't just a girl. It's a person we can picture, which makes the violence that's coming feel so much more personal. And this might be the single coldest line in the whole poem. Our narrator, the watcher, just poses this question with this chilling, casual indifference. Her fate isn't a tragedy to him. It's just a point of curiosity. It's like a loose end in his movie that'll get tied up later. It just forces you to confront the total dehumanization that's at the heart of this act. And now the focus snaps right back to the clock. That sort of leisurely observation is over, and we are entering the final, frantic moments of the countdown. You can feel the pace of the poem just ramp up dramatically. Look at how time gets manipulated here. We jump from a very specific second, 13, 17, and 40 seconds, to entire minutes passing. Then you get this sudden, awful reversal. Just when it seems like no one else is going to go in, a man goes back for something as trivial as his crummy gloves. There it is again, fate in its most cruel and ordinary form. From the watcher's perspective, time itself starts to stretch and distort. He knows what's coming, and this final moment feels agonizingly slow as that anticipation just builds and builds. You can feel him thinking it, right? Each passing second feels like an eternity. Just that final moment of suspense, a held breath before the inevitable. And then the moment is here. Time snaps right back into focus. And that's it. Those are the last 4 words. The poem ends with this simple, brutal statement of fact. There's no description of the blast, no talk of the aftermath, just the event itself, stark and absolute. So why does this poem, with such simple language and a simple structure, hit so hard? Well, I think it's because of the incredible contrast it draws between 2 completely different realities that are happening in the exact same space at the exact same time. On one side, you have the watcher. He's safe, he's detached, and he's viewing actual human life as if it's a movie that he's already written the ending to. And on the other side, you have the watched. They're totally engaged in the small, messy, beautiful details of their own lives, completely unaware of the fate that's about to hit them. The real power of the poem is that it forces us to hold both of those truths in our minds at the same time.
And this leaves us with a final, kind of haunting thought. Yeah, the poem is about a specific horrific event, but it's also about perception, isn't it? It makes you wonder about all the infinite stories playing out around us all the time, the lives we just walk past on the street, each one as deep and as vital as our own. And it really makes you think about how frighteningly easy it is to just see them as background characters in our own movie.